Okay, this is John. This is my 1991 500 SL Roadster. It's an R129. It's the 500 SL with the V8 in it. And today I'm going to take the hardtop off and show you how I do it. So I bought this from a lady on Craigslist. It's just an electric hoist. She bought it from Harbor Freight, or her husband did, and they never used it. So I figured, I think I paid maybe $80 for it. It's maybe 700-pound capacity. And what I did is just got this piece of wood here, and I found the studs up in the ceiling and put lags that are about, maybe 5 inches long. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, holding that up, and then there's bolts under the motor there, so it's pretty sturdy. Then it just comes with this. It's all electric. Simple one-handed operation. It's got this hook here, and if you go this route, you make sure that these little things are good and tight. I think there's 2 of them. Yeah, there's one here, one here. I've had this for probably 5 years, and this is the way I do it. And I'll bring the straps out. You can probably pick these up. I don't know what they're. Maybe they're $100, but it's a one-handed, one-man operation, where before I was using my son. He was always complaining, I don't want to lift it. The hardtop is aluminum. It's only 73 pounds. I mean, I can pick it up, but it's big and it's just awkward, And so, yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so what I bought, it's about five years ago maybe. They're called Fritzi hardtop hoist. And I forget how much it was. It wasn't real expensive. It could have been maybe $55. And so what it is basically, you have straps on either side. I mark mine so I know which is which. You put it on the front. You put it on the back. And on the driver's side. And what I like to do is I place them right about here, right at this line here, because most of the weight on this is the back glass. So this kind of balances it out. Now usually I like to get it centered. It's kind of a pain, but you can see that it's tilted off just a little bit. It'll still lift up. But you got to hold it with your hand a little bit so it doesn't, these pins down here don't scratch. All right, let's give this a shot. Put these for protection, because I know it's going to want to swing out a little bit. Always makes me paranoid. Okay, so now when it's about like this, I take off and then I raise it, just in case. And always make sure to have your radio, the radio off, so that antenna, the automatic antenna, I've had it go up, and then I take off and the thing starts, bending the antenna, but it hasn't. I caught it, but you gotta be careful. See how it just wants to swing around? Look at it. Okay, it is off. Now, it's up there good and tight. It'll move around a little bit, but these ropes will keep it from swinging around. And the car fits under it pretty good. You know, it's a little bit of work, but hey, it's a classic, right? Now I made a wooden stand. You can buy them. You know, I'll lower it down and then tilt it up, and there's grab handles in there. You can move it around, and I have a wooden stand that it go with wheels on it that I can take it and put it somewhere else than up there. My son doesn't like it because you end up hitting your head on it. If the car's out of the garage and you're walking around, and I'll tell you, I've hit my head on that thing. But hey, it's a one-man operation. And it's pretty solid. I mean, it's been up, you know, I've had it for several years. I got it down pretty good now. So this car is a 1991. I bought it maybe 5 years ago. It had 32,000 original miles. I bought it from a little old Japanese man that was 80 years old. He had bought it for his wife for her 60th birthday, and she never drove the thing. And I asked, she was like this tall, and she had to have pillows on it. When I saw the ad of it on Craigslist for sale, I couldn't figure it out. I was going, wait a minute, it's got 32,000 miles. Well, why? You know, and it had pillows and a bunch of stuffed animals. And then it had little Mexican sombrero hats hanging from the door handle on the inside. And I kept looking at that ad and looking at the pictures, and I go, it's a little old lady that owns it. She can't find the door handle, so she puts... So I asked her, wow, you have low miles. You don't drive it much, huh? And she goes, no, I don't drive it, maybe to the store and back. It's too fast. It's too much power for me. And I don't blame her. This thing was 322 horsepower. It's pretty fast. I mean, for 1991, I know modern cars have 600 horsepower. You know, I'm telling you, 322 horsepower. I can just get up and go and do burnouts in this thing if I want. Plus, it's a convertible. Has this cool roll bar that if the car senses that it's going to roll over at all, this thing in a split second will deploy and save your life. The engine's real clean. Everything's real clean on this car. There's hardly anything wrong with it. The only thing I really need to work on, but I'm 6'3", and I don't, you know, the seats, they don't slide back and forth really good. I've taken them apart before, and there's gears that, let's see, where is it? Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one here. Yeah, see it? They don't work. There's little plastic gears in there that disintegrate. They just disintegrate. Same with the plastic gears for these things. They disintegrate too. The interior, they use some strange plastics. The part over here disintegrates. The rear view mirror surround is sticky, and the whole thing will kind of disintegrate. Mine's not, it's sticky, but it's not falling apart yet. I think it's about the only bad plastics in the car. These sun visors, the mirror, and the gears. And now this car, the stereo didn't work. I kept everything, but the stereo didn't work, so I put in a Pioneer, and then I put in a subwoofer right there. And I had a friend that had a 92 that he was taking it apart because he wanted to see how light he could make it, and he would take it to the drags. So he gave me all of his old parts. I mean, he didn't even have a dashboard. It was crazy. I said, sure. So I took the original one out, which is perfect condition, and I used his and recovered it in blue, butchered it, you know. That way, if whoever buys this in the future can, if they want it to be totally stock, that I have all those parts. And I put an amp, I think a 300 watt amp in the trunk right here. The trunk is a mess. Carry lots of stuff in here. But I have an amplifier right here. I think it's 4-gauge wire for the power that just goes all the way down here and goes to the battery that's back there. It's totally fused and everything. And it works pretty good. You know, there's I do like bass, so there's a bass control right there, that little button. And that way I can adjust the bass when I want. Because when you have the top off, the quality of the, you know, anti-stereo just, it goes out the window because you're in open air. And I also highly recommend one of these things. Plugs into the cigarette lighter. It's right over there. These things can, this plastic can be kind of cheap too. These things can break off. You just have to be careful. But you know, what are you gonna do? But there's that right there, and it monitors the voltage. I had a lot of voltage issues when I bought this thing. It turned out I had a bad electronic part of the ignition switch right there. I had to replace that, $90. Did it all myself. Kind of scary because you can lock your the steering wheel can lock, and you have to get a hacksaw and crawl under there and do all this nasty stuff. But I replaced that. That cured one problem, and then the alternator was had an intermittent problem, and it was killing the battery. And I'm telling you, I mean, for 30, I think I've got 38,000 miles on it now. For such low mileage, you go, wow, man, that alternator should last forever. And that ignition should last, you know, 100,000 miles. But now, you know, I guess it's just time. The only thing that really I don't like about this car is somebody keyed it right there. It's about 18 inches long. You can't really see it. I mean, I can see it, but I don't know if the camera can see. Yeah, see it? When the previous owner, I asked him about that. He goes, oh, we got it when we got it in 1991. Somebody keyed it in the parking lot. Jealousy, right? But everything is, it's got the, you know, the original chromies. I wanted to put bigger rims on it, but my wife and son said no, so, you know, I'm just going to keep it as stock as I can. Too much alteration can devalue it, but it's got a royal blue interior, a royal blue soft top, and the car is Arctic white, so it's kind of almost like a nautical theme. Anyways, so that's it for the wonderful hardtop. It's up there. Took me about maybe 10 minutes, 8 minutes, you know, of working on it. And I'm gonna go drive it. Oh, I gotta put that thing on. This is a wind deflector that attaches right here, real easy. And what that does is it keeps the wind from, you know, going crazy inside the car. So you have that wind deflector. This thing goes down. Wind deflector attaches to it, and so it goes up like that. You roll up the windows, and your wife's hair won't get all messed up. That's basically what it's for. But it looks kind of cool because it gives you a little bit of privacy. You know, I always have people in the rearview mirrors frowning. I've got a Toyota and he's got this. So yeah. Anyways, I do all my own work on this. I've done everything. I did take the entire hydraulic system for the soft top. There's 12 cylinders, I believe. Dismantled the whole thing. I have videos on my channel. They're not real good videos, but they're videos. I used an old camera that didn't work real good, but yeah, so that was about $550. Sent it to Oregon. Top Hydraulics, highly recommend. He makes a certain type of silicone seal that doesn't deteriorate like the Mercedes ones. All of them. We made these cars for 12 years. All of them. Those seals will disintegrate, and then you start losing oil. Oil start dripping in different parts of the, on the ground. Up in the front, there's cylinders there. And that was fun. So basically you have two systems. When you think about the hydraulic soft top, you got the hydraulic part of it, then you have the electrical part of it. The electrical part of it is basically a controller, and then you have these limit switches, these little tiny switches with little tiny rubber silicone boots on them that open and close, and it sends signals to the controller of what's next for the top, where should it, when it gets a signal that the switch is closed, the top moves forward, it closes. If you have issues with electrical part of it, there's the that little red switch that looks like the hard top. That thing will glow red and beep and stuff like that. But so you've got the electrical part of it, and you've got the hydraulic part of it. When I got the car, I asked the gentleman, does the soft top work? It's an important thing, right? Because they charge you a lot to do that in the shop. He said, I don't know. And I said, what do you mean you don't know? I've never had the hard top off of it. Why? I haven't been able to find anybody to help me lift the top off. It is old. I go, okay. So when I got it home and all that stuff, and I started, I took the hard top off, and the soft top didn't work, but you can put it up manually. It's kind of a pain. And it was like brand new. It still is. It's blue, and I mean, it's like, now everything works. I have all the kinks out, new brakes, I did all the fluids on it, spark plugs, new distributor caps. Yeah, 2 distributor caps, not cheap. Have all that done. Anyways, this is John. I gotta go get some stuff at the store. See you later. Have a good, what is it, Saturday? Yeah, later.